Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you don't really have friends? Not coworkers, not people you casually talk to. I mean real friends. People you can call, people who know you, people you feel safe with. And maybe you tell yourself, I'm independent. I don't need people that much. I'm busy. I'm fine alone. But deep down, there's a quiet question. Why does this feel harder for me than it seems for everyone else? If you've ever felt that, listen closely. Having no friends does not mean you are broken, antisocial, or failing at life. Often, it says something important about how your mind works. Let's reframe this. Having no friends is not the same as being bad with people. Many people without friends actually feel things very deeply. They don't bond lightly. They bond slowly, and they bond selectively. They don't enjoy shallow connection. They want depth, safety, meaning. In a world built on fast, surface-level interaction, that kind of depth can look like isolation. For many people, social interaction costs energy. Your brain isn't just talking, it's tracking tone, facial expressions, emotional shifts. You're processing constantly. So after social time, you feel tired, not because you hate people, but because your nervous system works harder. Over time, your body learns something. Being alone feels calmer than being on around others. Another big reason is early self-reliance. Many people with no friends learned early to handle things alone. Maybe emotions around you were unpredictable. Maybe your needs felt inconvenient, so you adapted. You became independent, low maintenance, emotionally contained. That adaptation helped you survive. But later in life, it can quietly block connection because connection requires vulnerability, and vulnerability feels risky to a system trained to rely on itself. Here's what's happening in your brain. Your nervous system constantly asks, am I safe right now? For some people, safety comes from closeness. For others, safety comes from predictability and control. If past relationships brought disappointment or misunderstanding, your brain learned that distance feels safer. Not because you don't want friends, but because your brain is protecting you. Isolation is not always loneliness. Sometimes it's defensive peace. There's a belief that causes a lot of shame. If I really wanted friends, I'd have them. But desire alone does not override nervous system patterns. You can want connection and still feel blocked from it. That's not failure. That's psychology. Even if you've adapted well, there is still a cost. You may feel unseen, like you carry everything alone, like there's no place to unload your thoughts. Humans need connection, not constant interaction, but being known. And lacking that doesn't mean you failed. So what helps? First, stop asking, what's wrong with me? Instead, ask, what made my system choose distance? That question replaces shame with understanding. Second, redefine what friendship means for you. Friendship doesn't have to be big groups or daily texting. For some people, friendship is one or two people with deep, slow connection. That still counts. Third, build connection through context, not forcing yourself to socialize. Classes, shared interests, projects. When connection grows alongside activity, your nervous system feels safer. And finally, practice small vulnerability, not oversharing, just honesty, a real opinion, a preference, a truth. Connection grows gradually. One important note, sometimes having no friends overlaps with depression, anxiety, or neurodivergence. If isolation feels heavy or hopeless, professional support matters. This video is not a diagnosis, it's a lens. Now hear this, you are not broken because you don't have friends. You are someone whose system learned to be careful with connection. That's not weakness. That's intelligence shaped by experience. The goal is not to force yourself into social lives that drain you. The goal is to find connection that fits your nervous system. Fewer people, slower bonding, more safety. That's enough. If this resonated, I've linked a free guide below to help you understand your connection style. And in the next video, we'll talk about why you can feel lonely even when you're around people. You're not meant to connect like everyone else. You're meant to connect like you, and that matters.